Here we go. September 16th, 2025. Gonna do a yard update because it's been a while. Starting here in the backyard. Got a lot of flowers, a lot of butterflies, a lot of honeybees, a lot of bumblebees. It's a very vibrant time here. This is the first week that we're not getting a ton of rain. We're like 22 inches above normal for rain. So what I did this week, besides normal lawn stuff, is I transplanted a bunch of perennial pentaflowers because they were getting very tired in their original pots. So this area now is populated with a lot of pentaflowers, which will bloom for the rest of the year, and then I'll cut back the plants, and then they'll take off again next year, which is pretty cool. Give them a little fertilizer. So here's some pentas. We had butterflies. I did a couple of short videos today of butterflies enjoying the nectar of the pentas. And this is a bird bath that Karen bought me for my birthday or Father's Day. Can't remember which. This is a very cool, this is the hospital where I planted everything that looked like it wasn't going to make it. And they're all doing extremely well. This yellow pentaflower, it's really pretty. It's a beast. It was root bound when I planted it. It was maybe a foot in diameter, and now it's over 4 feet diameter and 2.5 feet tall. So these are some of the plants that I got at an auction, at a estate sale, that were really sad, and they're all doing well. This is actually a annual penta that, for the heck of it, it's from last year. It seems to enjoy being under this tall pine tree. It doesn't get too cold. There's a nice, healthy-looking succulent plant. This guy, when I planted him, barely visible, and I don't know what it is yet, but it's doing really well. So these are the red-tipped photinia it's that time of year where they're red tips, they're through the growth, the red tips are coming out, so they're very pretty. This past trimming, I cut a bunch of branches to try to fill out the middle of these plants. This is the infamous bird bungalow room, new room this year, and the Spanish bayonets and some grasses. And this is the palm grove that is doing spectacularly and is lit up at night. Really cool. You can tell there's no wind because there's always motion in there, so we have no wind. But this is the bird bungalow room, and Dan from Dan's AC and Ryan, his co-worker, came here 3 months ago and helped me clean things up a lot. And then they were here again today, and I'll show you what they were working on today. They just do such good work. So a lot of birds still eating the suet. I haven't seen any pileated woodpeckers for some reason. I think they're just moving on. But this is these are the weeping bottlebrush trees that are flowering now. They're starting to flower, and the honeybees have taken notice. And this afternoon they were all over. I'd say there were close to 100 bees on this weeping bottlebrush tree, and the flowers are just starting to come out, so I expect them to get busy. We've got 5 in the back here. This is here's the 5th one right here. This is a rather cool natural Florida tree with spectacular berries and this is the time where they yield the berries. But you can see that this tree in the off season, it just looks like dead sticks. But this time of year, it's beautiful, you know, with the leaves and the really, really purple flowers. Not flowers, but purple seeds, I guess. Anyway, isn't that neat? What a neat looking, what a spectacular looking natural flowering tree. It goes right with the 5 weeping bottlebrush trees. And in the back here, this has all been cleaned out, so it's very neat back there. Still working on getting it a little bit neater. Here's the shed, which does a great job. A little dirty, needs to be power washed. So this past week I trimmed the ligustrum trees and the tea olive bush and ligustrum again, and forgot the name of that one, darn it. It's the one that with flowers that look like roses. Did a lot of trimming in the back from the natural live oak trees. So things are looking pretty good. So JLH, tree guys, are coming soon, probably next week, I'm guessing, to prune this myrtle oak, which again, I love the tree because it's spectacular growth. It's now exceeded the expected height by about 8 feet, and the trunk of this tree is doubled in width. I mean, it's a foot wide now. So they're going to come just do some pruning so it can still remain healthy. These are the new azalea plants that were planted this year that are starting to flower. Birds are always on. This is their main source of food in the yard here. They've got suet and they've got sunflower seeds, and they're always here. We got so many cardinals, it's amazing. This is the Carolina sapphire cypress tree. I planted 6 of these about 3 years ago, and they're up to my chest. The other ones are out front. We'll show you those. My blueberry bushes are still alive. They look healthy. They're still growing. This is the second year I've had them. Not even a sign of a flower or a blueberry. I don't know how long that takes. This is my experimental live oak tree, which is looking good. I trimmed the top off so it would bush out, and it is. It's starting to fill out nicely. And it was a fourth the diameter that it is right now, so it's pretty healthy, looking good. Here's the lanai. The water's shut off. So Dan and Ryan from DDZ Landscaping were here today. And I've been trimming the trees, with the exception of the yopons and the hollies out front, like this one I did today. And this is a live oak tree. It's looking so cool. It's so cool. These are the other 5 Carolina sapphire cypress trees that are doing really great. Really happy. I just give them a light trim. And again, they're going to be 14 feet high and 14 feet wide. So they're going to kind of fill in this area here. It's going to be a wall, but it's a very pretty tree. Smells great, insect resistant, drought resistant. So one of the things that Dan did today, and Ryan, he has a very high velocity trimmer that he uses for a lot of his work. And what he showed me today that I haven't done ever is cutting these, what are they? Good Lord. Lilies down and then cleaning them out, because there's lots of little weeds and things like that to get in between this. Anyway, all of them in the front yard have been cleaned up and they look amazing. So this is the holly tree, and I think it's a female tree because of all the berries, if I read correctly. Boxwoods are all trimmed, did that this week. So here are the two Yopons, 1 and 2. And again, when we came here, the one on the right was completely buried in the woods. And this whole side of the yard was just trees, like what's behind it right now. This whole side of the yard was just trees. So I made that island. We planted that big magnolia, or it's getting big, magnolia tree. And that was about the 1/10 of a size of this Yopon, because this Yopon was exposed to sunlight and normal growth. But it's been eight years, but they're both very close in size. These are the Native American hawthorn shrubs that Dan trimmed. They were about twice the height, but what he did is he cut them way down, and they still look good. And by cutting them way down, we could pull all the vines out and buy the bulbs. So there's a chance that we can save these, which is pretty cool. More lilies. The first lilies were flax lilies. I don't think these are called flax lilies, but they've been cut down and they look really good, cut down. So this is the Yopon, weeping Yopon, which is a cousin of a holly tree. But this is a very, very neat tree. Both of them. They're really cool. And you can see it's filled with berries. The birds love this. They love to have nests. I wouldn't be surprised if I could spot a nest right now that was used. But see, for some reason we get this mossy growth here. And the birds love it. They build nests out of it. I mean, it's just like really cool. I know we've talked about this before. So here's another look at the flax lilies, which now look amazing. You know, we had all these stringers that was coming out the top with seeds and all kinds of stuff, and it just really, really neat now. Really neat. And the 4 hollies look great. We just trimmed. There's a whole bunch of boxwoods over on this side, and more lilies, flax lilies here. And you know, the detail of the work to get these cleaned up is amazing. It just had to pick out the dead stuff and, you know, the vines and things like that by hand, one piece at a time. So this is a perennial penta group. Another one. Here's the 4 turtles. Just cut the lawn so everything is fresh. And again, trim lilies. And this holly I trimmed today. So they're looking really good. Over here, this looks so much neater, so much better. And we had one big branch that was sticking out like about chest high right here. And so now the skirt of both trees is matching, because these are 2 beautiful magnolia trees. big suckers. Let me show you something here. We've seen this before, but worth another look. Look at the cone. Magnolia cone. And there's, I don't know, maybe 100 seeds on each one. And this thing, these are very healthy trees. The cones are like everywhere, all over the place. And they fall on the ground and you gotta rake them up. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Keeps me busy, that's for sure. Okay, so this area has been all cleaned up. All that tall grass over there, which is, snakes love to be in that tall grass. Anyway, this whole area is getting cleaner every week. Wood chips, and I keep it mowed, and I had stump grinder come and all that kind of stuff. And these 3 weeping bottlebrush trees are new this year. And what I had hoped is that they would make a nice barricade, no, not a barricade, but they'd hide the carport, and they are. So these are new lilies that we planted transplanted this year. And these have been all trimmed down as well. So these are getting the seeds, so they're getting ready to flower. I'm told it takes about a year to get them all squared away. And this is a walloping huge Carolina sapphire cypress. And I bought 6 of these. They're in a little bit of a, not a semicircle, but kind of a semicircle. And if you can look way, let's just do this for a minute. Way over there, that's the other Carolina sapphire cypress. And so we're going to have a matching, balanced front yard with those on both sides of the property. So that's kind of the update. I've taken like 30 minutes to do these before, so we're at 17 or 18 minutes. What else is new? This area here is also new from the standpoint of being able to see what's going on. This was all just picker bushes and a mess. And that palm tree over here, that's the Florida tree right there. Florida state tree. It's a cabbage palm. And that cabbage palm is looking really nice. So I think what I'm going to do, before we sign off here, so the yard is looking great. Just going to close the gate. And my wife, Karen, has a surprise supper. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go have supper. Thanks for looking. To all my family and friends, stay safe. And to my family, I love you so much.